Hi Gems, it's your girl Ambra and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited today. I've been dying to get my hands on this new foundation that we're going to be trying out as a first impressions today, and it was gifted to me from a friend and I'm just hyped because there's no way. No, I take that back. I have a real addiction for makeup. Let's just keep it 100. I probably would have got my hands on it eventually, but look at God. So today we're going to be talking about the Pat McGrath Sublime Skin Fetish Fetish foundation. And we're going to see how she shows up on the skin today. There was a little bit of a rocky start, but it all came together. Either way, if you're interested in how the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Foundation, then keep watching. Alright, Gems, let's get right into this. You're here for the foundation review. Before we move forward and not address the elephant in the room, I was playing with new shadows and I don't love this look. I wanted to try something super colorful, just indicative of some things I've seen on Instagram. Totally not wearable, although I would go to a PTA conference like this. But until I really perfect application and blending and stuff, I didn't want to show it on my channel. So let's just jump right into this review. You're here for the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation by Auntie Pat. This foundation in this luxurious bottle retails for $68, as well as the Pat McGrath setting powder. This is a medium deep 4. Really nice packaging as well. So we're going to get right into this, and because we're using, you know, a really pretty point product, I'm going to go ahead and go into some expensive moisturizer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, and I'm just going to apply this all over the face. I know I'm even doing it with a brush. Like, who am I? Ooh, she bougie today. Now she out here applying moisturizer with a brush. Like, girl, bye. All right, we're going to jump right into this foundation. This is typical 1.118 fluid ounces. I got the shade Deep 32. I'm just going to show you what that looks like on the back of my hand. I'm a little concerned that it has a little bit of red tones, but when you're purchasing foundation online, it becomes really tricky, and this was gifted to me, so okay, that's clearly Stella. Please hold. Sorry about that. And I'm applying this with my F80 out of my Sigma Favorites collection. I can't say it's quite runny. All right, not too bad so far. She's a little red. She's a little red. All right, Gems, this is the first layer that I applied on the skin. I tend to not put too much foundation under the eye because I do quite a bit of highlighting with concealer, so I don't like to waste product if I don't have to. Now that it's on the skin, because at first I was a little concerned that it would be a little too orange, it's starting to kind of settle into the skin a little bit. However, it doesn't really give that much coverage, so I feel like it's definitely something that needs to be a little bit buildable. It's hella runny. Like, let me just show you guys. It's like very water-based. See how it's already running? So I'm just going to put a little bit more around my jawline because that's where I have some hyperpigmentation as well as scarring from any, you know, pimple picking I've been doing back in the day. It's definitely not full coverage, but definitely buildable. Loving the coverage more now that I've put on a second layer of the product. When I first put it on, I was feeling quite a bit of Oompa Loompa orange undertones, but I'm hating it less and less the longer that it's sitting on the skin. I'm also just going to go ahead and show you guys the blend out with my concealer of choice. This is the Benefit Cakeless Concealer in the shade 11. And this is what I mean by not putting a ton of foundation product under the eye, because I always go in and highlight, and I just feel like that's wasteful. But to each his own. I'm going to go ahead and apply this all over the face that I would normally highlight. So underneath my eyes, my cupid's bow, bridge of my nose, and a little on my forehead. And I'm going to see how this partners together. that's such a pretty concealer. Okay. But together with the foundation, ooh, I like it a lot. See, ooh, I was getting a little nervous. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I mean, it's hard to tell because Pat is not in every Sephora store across the country. And y'all know I'm in Washington State. Shade. So Yuri sent this to me as a gift. And she thought maybe this shade would work for me. And she was not wrong. For under eye, we're going to set it with my Huda Beauty Kunafa setting powder. I would say setting spray. Who am I? And where are you? There you are. I love setting my under eye with this. This is the Morphe R31. I got this when I went to, I don't know, was it Gen Beauty or years ago? No, I'm lying. It was IMATS. And one of the reps was like, you need this for setting under your eye. All right, so let's jump back into another Pat product. This is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Setting Powder. This is a medium deep. So I'm gonna use this to set all over the face. I need to get this off. That's what it looks like on the inside. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. So because I'm nervous and I don't know how this is gonna show up, I'm gonna take the back of the little sticky thing first and then, and press it into the skin. Not bad. Okay, no need to trip. So there's the powder, all the excess, and then press into the skin. Ooh, it's a nice powder. Okay. All right, Pat. The powder definitely feels luxe. All right, so now that I've put the foundation on, I've highlighted, I'm gonna go off camera, finish the rest of my face. I'm gonna jump back on here and we're gonna talk about this Pat McGrath $68 foundation, okay? All right, Gems, this is the final look. I can say that upon initial application, I was a little nervous because of that golden undertone looking a little oompa loompa, but nonetheless, it definitely came together. I realized once doing a little bit more research on Sephora.com that they do a test for deep 32 to be a deep neutral with golden undertones, and I am a neutral girl, so anything in that family is really gonna work well with my skin tone. It does say that it's medium coverage, but to me, with a second layer and kind of spotting some areas of my skin that I've either created scarring from like popping pimples and stuff like that, it worked out beautifully fine. It worked really well with the concealer that I chose. I have no complaints there. That finishing setting powder is a bae, but Jesus, that price tag. It is $55 for this beaut here. It does feel luxurious. I have to say, when you're using a more premium product, the price tag is going to match the quality, hands down. The packaging for the foundation is absolutely stunning. It's definitely luxurious. When I opened it, I immediately felt coinage, okay? Now, would I say you need to run out and get it? Absolutely not. There are other foundations that are going to give you just as much of a natural and flawless finish as this, but I can say this, Pat has been in the game so long, so anything her hand touches turns to gold, and it's just done really beautifully. I'm happy with the way that the foundation looked. I keep looking in the monitor because when I first put it on, y'all saw me, I was like, ooh, she a little orange. But it definitely came together, and I wouldn't say it oxidized, but once it settled into the skin and dried down, it was a really nice match for my complexion. I'm really excited to continue using it, especially out and about. It's winter here. I don't want to talk about no damn fall in Washington. It's cold. So I'm not going to be as shiny as I would in the summer, spring months, but still after a long day of wear, a lot of my oils can kind of push through, and we'll see what that looks like. But overall, I would say for first impressions, I would give it a thumbs up. She's stunning. It's really a beautiful foundation. And again, if you guys are using me as a reference, being as though most of you, depending on your location, I know mine does not have a Pat McGrath like display in my local Sephora, so buying foundation online could be a little daunting. So if you're using my complexion as a reference, I am wearing Deep 32, which is a neutral with golden undertones. So yeah, that's about it. I absolutely love it. It was beautiful. I would say if I were to pick between the foundation and the powder, I really like the powder, which is rare because powders I've always considered like an afterthought, but this was really beautiful, and it gives you a really nice finish to the overall look of your makeup. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like and you share, hit that notification bell, because your girl she wants something, and I don't think I'm gonna be getting off anytime soon. But if you have any questions, make sure you sound off below. I'll list everything in the description box that I used on my face that I didn't show in this video, because my routine is pretty similar every time I do my face, especially once I showed you my everyday makeup look. And make sure that, you got questions, shoot them at me. But until the next video, bye.